All right, Adam, you'll kick us off.
Hey, Jakobe, how's it going?
Good. How you doing, man?
Doing well. So just looking ahead to Virginia Tech this weekend, what stands out about their offense? Their quarterback obviously is a mobile guy. Just what do you guys have to do to key in against them?
Just be us. I said every week we just got to communicate. Everybody on the same page of all 11 are wrong, all 11 are right. I think their quarterback's a phenomenal athlete, great player. He makes a lot of plays, extends a lot of plays. So, we got to do a good job, controlling the game with him and just being us.
And then like for the defense as a whole, like kind of looking at it from a whole season point of view, like a lot of new guys, yourself included, guys coming in the spring, guys coming in the summer, new defense, all this stuff, and it seems like you guys have, to this point in the season, really like excelled. Obviously, you guys have played great defense. Just what do you attribute the fact that you guys were all able to mesh and work together and kind of get things rolling basically from the jump and perform so well?
Brotherhood. Everyone here has the same mentality. We're all chasing the same dream. So that's really as much as that's really what it is. But all these guys, we love each other. There's a lot of time that we spent outside of the facility with each other, to really just grow a relationship with each other. And like I say, man, there's a lot of stories I know about some of these guys on this defense that make me go harder in games because I know what they're fighting outside of football.
Jordan, we'll go to you and then Matt.
Yeah, hey Jacoby, tangentially to what Adam just asked, what makes Corey Heatherman as good of a defensive coordinator as he's been this season?
He's just energetic. He brings the best out of each and every one of us. He knows all of our strengths and all of our weaknesses, and he pries out our weaknesses to build them up. I think the way he pushes us at practice is, the biggest thing. Like it's easy to play for a coach like that, that loves you that hard. So I think that's what really brings the best out of each and every one of us is just how much he loves and cares for us.
All right, Matt, we'll go to you.
All right, my turn. I guess we, sort of have to ask about this whole postseason thing. It seems like it's taken on a life of its own. You guys have always prided yourselves on avoiding the outside noise with games. Do you almost want to embrace that Miami's sort of being overlooked? Use that to fuel you guys to prove to everybody, hey, we should not be overlooked in this national picture?
No, we don't worry about that. We control what we can control. We just want to know every week. We're trying to be the best version of ourselves each and every week. And when that time comes and it'll handle itself then. But right now we're just focused on Virginia Tech.
All right, Jordan, we'll go back to you.
Yeah, hey again, Jacoby. Just curious how your relationship with Zechariah has grown over the season since you guys have basically been playing next to each other all year.
Uh, ZP, he is one of my. It's like my little brother, dude. I love him with everything in me. I got the chance to talk about Conte. I never got the chance to talk about ZP. When I came in, ZP was the first person that I met, and he really helped me out. Learning everybody. I had to kind of fill the room out, and ZP was the first person that I grew a relationship with because I knew there was gonna be opportunity for us to play beside each other, and I think that bond has grown tremendously. I can call him whenever I need him, talk to him about anything and everything. I love that dude.
All right. Anything else for Jacoby? All right, appreciate it, man.
Thank you, guys. God bless. Thank you.
For you. We'll go ahead and get started with Adam.
Hey, Keelan, how's it going?
How you doing, Adam?
Doing pretty well. So kind of asked you the same question last week, but you've kind of been stacking these really solid games. Just what do you think's been the constant trend through these last couple of weeks for you that have helped you, uh, become, such a quality contributor the last couple of weeks?
Really just keeping my head down, going to work, coming in here, putting in the extra time and before practice and after practice and stuff like that. Just, what I'm saying, keeping the routine, a routine.
And then looking ahead to Virginia Tech this weekend, what stands out about their defense? What have you guys noticed on film about them?
It's a very great team. They got big defensive players, big D line, great D line, great atmosphere out there. It's gonna be pretty rowdy out there. They got a great team.
All right, Jordan, we'll go to you and then Matt.
Hey there, Keelan. We talked with Shannon Dawson yesterday, and he said that after the SMU game, he thought that he saw something in Carson Beck that he was going to start, and I quote, start playing his ass off. What have you seen from Carson in these past 2 weeks that sort of validates what Coach Dawson was saying?
Oh, Carson just continued to being that leader that he is for the offense, leading us, having us in there watching film with him, going over corrections from like past games and stuff that we could fix, critique the little details and the big details and stuff like that. So Carson just, keeping his foot on the gas, staying ready.
How has your relationship specifically improved with him as the season's gone on? Obviously, you came in a little bit later, had to sort of build that connection pretty quickly.
Yes, sir. It's actually great. We always been close from the day I texted him that I told him I was coming here and stuff. So he always showed me love. Always showed me love, invite me out with him, to eat stuff, hang with him at his house and stuff like that. So the relationship just getting closer and closer, tighter.
Right. Matt.
Yeah, hey Keelan, thanks for taking a couple of minutes. Obviously, you've been around for a little bit at some different places. Just knowing what you know about this team, how much noise could this team make in the postseason if you guys are able to get into the playoffs?
We just really focusing on Virginia Tech. We focus on Virginia Tech, trying to take it 1 week at a time and stack these wins.
Right. Adam, we'll go back to you.
Hey again. So kind of looking at, the freshman wide receivers. Obviously, everyone's been talking about Malachi, since week one. But to see him have this kind of success, and then Dalen starting to, get some playing time, Josh Moore starting to get some playing time. Just how have you seen those guys, that group kind of grow, and what maybe stands out about them just as a group of freshman guys?
Oh, that's the tightest freshman group I've been around. I've been to 3 different schools, so that's the tightest freshman group that they come in. They might be in here before some of the older guys, going over plays with coach and stuff like that. They some hardworking young guys and stuff, and they're like, they some dogs. They ready to play whenever their time is, and I'm pretty sure everyone can see that when the young guys step in and make those plays, like it's nothing new because the next guy can come in and do the same thing, no matter young or old. But they're a really great group. They're pretty tight with each other.
When you see Malachi, throwing bombs downfield, does that surprise you? Like, what do you guys and other receivers think about that? He's making progressions, he's doing all this different stuff that not typical for any receiver, let alone a guy who should still be in high school.
Oh yes, sir. I tell him every day, like I just tell Malachi every day, that he's honestly he's like that. Anytime he touch the ball, I honestly think he's gonna score or do something. What I'm saying, get us some type of touchdown because that's just the type of player he is. And that's the ability he have. But Malachi's a great player. He's a dog. He's destined for greatness for sure.
Right. Not seeing anything else. I appreciate you taking the time.
No problem. Be blessed. Thank you, God.
Cheers. Go ahead and get started with Matt.
Yeah. Hey, Markel. Thanks for taking a minute. So we have people asking, since obviously you walked on senior day, I know that doesn't mean you're leaving, but have you decided for sure yet if you're going to apply for that extra year junior college players can get, or if you're going to go pro? Like, have you made any definitive decisions yet on that?
No, I really haven't. I just went into this year, just knowing, just going in like it's my last year. I really want to focus on it. I mean, you're not the first person to ask me that, so but I just went into this year, and I just wanted to give my all this year, and regardless if I have an extra year or not, I'm just gonna give it my all for the last two guaranteed games. So yeah.
All right. Next, we'll go to Jordan and then Adam.
Yeah, hey there, Markel. Obviously, we talk a lot about pre-snap penalties and how that was an issue during a stretch of the season. You guys have been really good
Mm.
with eliminating those the last couple weeks. What goes into that? What are you able to do in practice to sort of mitigate how those pre-snap penalties happen? And how pleased are you that you guys have sort of been able to nip that in the bud the last couple weeks?
Yeah, I mean, we obviously we're going against scout team, and they kind of replicate some of the movement calls that the defense does. And also, man, I just think like just a mental side of it too as well. We gotta dial in, just be confident that we can do whatever we want to, win the ball, snap, or whether we let out the ball as well. So I mean, just all that plays together.
And then just curious your thoughts on Virginia Tech as you guys head up there and just the environment that you're expecting there. I mean, it's a pretty historic place up there.
Yeah, it is, man. I really wasn't familiar with it, but the guys, my teammates, they told me about it, and obviously we had a team meeting about it, and just told us that it's gonna be a good, loud, energetic environment. And so, man, we just ready to get out there. We just ready to get out there, man.
All right, Adam, we'll go to you.
Hey Markel, looking at Virginia Tech, they obviously struggled a lot this year, but one of the things that they seem to they do pretty well is pass rushing. Just what stands out about them and their pass rushing ability?
Man, they got a lot of big guys up front. They're predominantly our defense, man. So they don't I always have at least 3D linemen in the game and one linebacker in the game, one rush in the game. But man, they get after it, and our job is to once again to keep Carson up, and that's what we've been doing all season. So nothing gonna change.
And then on the running game side of things, like obviously, Gerard had a great game on Saturday. Kind of a different kind of back than like Marty or Mark Fletcher is. When you're blocking for a guy like Gerard, do you guys on the line kind of make a little bit of adjustments on how you're blocking and how you're handling your assignments, or is it just like, here's my assignment, doesn't matter who's in the backfield, I have my job, I'm taking care of it?
Yeah, it really don't matter who in the backfield, who throwing the ball, who running the ball, who catching the ball, man. We doing our job stay the same. We're gonna do what we need to do, regardless of who in the backfield.
All right, and not seeing anything else. Appreciate you taking the time.
All right, thank you.
We'll go ahead and get started with Matt.
Hey, Akheem. I'm sort of a numbers guy a little bit, but you guys went from 70th in scoring defense. Oh, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, it's just the receivers are loud over there right now.
Okay, sorry. So you guys went from, let me know if I need to repeat it, but you guys went from 70th in scoring defense last year to now 7th in scoring defense this year. I was curious, Mario's talked a lot about complementary football, the offense maybe not having you guys on the field for 80 plus reps a game. Is that a big part of it? Or is it just like you guys are just a lot better? The different defensive scheme is the answer, or a combination? Like, what's sort of your view on why this defense has made such a massive improvement?
I think it's a combination of everything. The offense trying to keep us off the field, new players, new stat or D coordinator. I think it's a combination of everything. And then I don't know. I feel like complimentary football. We on defense we're doing pretty well. When you get turnovers, get offense the ball, get them in scoring position, then they start kicking. I don't know. I actually don't know how to explain it. I think it's just everything overall.
Thanks.
All right, next we'll go to Jordan.
Yeah, hey, Akima, you mentioned Coach Heatherman a little bit. I asked Jakobe as well. Just what makes Coach Heatherman such a good defensive coordinator?
I think it's the approach he brings to the game. That violent approach that you hear him say all the time and hear everybody else talk about.
And then I wanted to ask you about a couple of your guys' younger defensive linemen, Justin Scott and Armando Blunt. Has stood out to you about them the last few weeks, especially with Blair Moten being out each of the last 3 weeks, and the two of them needing to take some extra reps these last few weeks?
Armando's a guy that's going to give you 100% effort every play. He's a high effort guy, and he's starting to get better with his technique compared to the beginning of the season. Starting to get more comfortable, and then Jay Scott stepped up in a big way, having Ahmad go down and David go down. But it's good to see those guys out on the field improving themselves.
All right, Adam, we'll go to you.
Hey, Akeem, I kind of following up on Matt's question. How did you? There's a lot of things that was new this year. New coaches, new players. Very easy for maybe things to get lost in translation, lost in communication. How did you guys all, to this point in the year, kind of gel and mesh together to the point where you guys have been an excellent defense, so far. How was that all connected so well? Just when so many things could have potentially gone wrong.
Well, I think guys just want to win. Everybody in the building wants to win, so they're doing the necessary things to do so, like extra meeting time, like the DBs and linebackers meet extra so they can be on the same page during the game. It's little things like that. Everybody just wants to win, so they're going to do their part.
And then just looking ahead at Virginia Tech this weekend, when you watch them on film, what stands out about them?
The team is going to try to run the ball a lot.
What do they do in the running game that makes them maybe hard to defend?
Everything, though, it look like they'll go counter one way and then toss it the other way. A lot of quarterback run, quarterback draw, jet sweeps. They try to keep the ball on the ground, so they'll do it a bunch of different ways.
All right, Jordan, we'll go back to you.
Yeah, hey again, Akeem, sort of to build off of that, just what do you remember from last year's meeting against them, specifically what Kyron Jones was able to do and what you guys can take away from that as you prep for them this year?
Well, last year when they played us, they threw the ball a lot. They also ran the ball really well. But Karen Jones threw the ball very well as well. And I hope they do that, or they try to do that this Saturday. So it gives me and Ruben the opportunity to rush the passer.
All right, not seeing anything else. Appreciate you taking the time.
Thanks.